Oh, a couple of things I would recommend are talks that I found interesting that are online. There are some of the TED Talks, like at TED, Technology, Entertainment, Design. There's some pretty interesting talks on there. You can just Google TED Talks. Um, and in particular, the Ray Kurzweil, that's Kurzweil, has a very interesting talk about the nonlinear nature of the growth of technology. There's an interesting talk by Kevin Kelly uh, looking at technology as the seventh kingdom of life, sort of looking at it as a genetic, or as similar to like a genetic evolution. And another interesting talk by Robert Wright, uh, with the basic notion that if you look at most society uh, and most human interactions, we are in fact involved in non-zero-sum games, so that we can actually, if somebody else does well in the world, we can do better as well. It's not going to be like, well, if they do good, then we have to do bad, and if we do good, then they have to do bad. It's like, no, everybody can do good together. Um, which I think is an interesting talk. It's not quite as, he throws a little bit more of his own humor in, and I would have liked to see a little more, hard-hitting substance, more graphs with correctly labeled axes. But essentially, it's an interesting point that if you think about being selfish intelligently on the long term, cooperative behavior is almost inevitable. Uh, you know, Teamwork works. You can just think of all the little objects you have around, the cell phone, the computer, even tables, chairs, whatever. How much of that did you actually make? Probably like none. Um, this is other people have produced all the goods and objects that you interact with on a daily basis. And that's like other people from other countries. You have these whole social dynamic systems based on helping each other out in these ways. Um, anyways, so I think that would be, in terms of looking at this long-term future, I think we can convey that idea that, well, hey, if we stop thinking about just our short-term selfish gain and start thinking about our long-term selfish gain, it will just become more and more obvious to all that, hey, helping each other out lightens the load for everybody, um, including me. I will benefit by engaging in this helping cooperative behavior. Um, And all right. Anyways, I'm trying to think of anything else fascinating to say about where will people be in 5,000 years. Who knows? Hopefully, we'll have a planetary defense system against asteroids. That'd be another one. And that's the main reason why dinosaurs went extinct. No global protection system. Uh, yeah. I think it's really just a question of will religion kill us all or not? Uh, I don't know, because it certainly has the danger of getting people to act in ways that are not in their best interest uh, for the notions, for basically bogus notions of like infinite rewards or some sort of moral certainty from on high, you know. And then, so I could easily see some large religious group, wiping out, the civilized world, bombing ourselves back to the Stone Age or whatever. Yeah, I could see that happening. But, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that with this whole internet thing, it's not like a truck. It's like a series of tubes. So you can squirt a bunch of information through all those tubes, and it'll hit everybody. All right, I'm getting a little too smart-assy, but Basically that you have now this huge resource of information. I mean, give me a break. Like, you can Google it. That just did not exist in the past. I mean, the amount of information at every one of our fingertips who can just hop on the internet, you're you're not literally getting a look at all human knowledge, but I mean, damn, like a large fraction of all of recorded human knowledge you can directly access. And I think that just has not been possible before. And I think that the key thing there is that part of that information is very strong, very concrete arguments against uh, basically the beliefs of every major religious system in the world. That they do not have a philosophical leg to stand on, so to speak. Um, 'cause I think it boils down to the most true statement you can make about a god or god type being or whatever, some supernatural, prime mover, whatever, is that you don't know. Okay, that's like you can't prove or disprove that type of thing because you kind of define it so that it's unobservable and blah blah blah. It can't be proved or disproved. That's about the strongest pro-God claim that can be made. We just don't know. As soon as you start making any specific claims, right, you, it all goes right out the window because you're like, well, we can actually start testing some of those claims and what's it supposed to do? Prayer's supposed to work? Well, doesn't work, dude. Time and time again, doesn't work. If the Catholics are right, how come it's not like, dude, Catholic prayers work awesome, but, Baptist prayers suck? It's like, no, they all are just, same as chance or the same as you don't pray. Alright, it's late. It's early, actually, but it's so late that it's early, or it's so early it's late. I don't know. I've been up for a long time. But, anyways, I think I rambled on and on long enough. I have to go and edit the shit out of this and hopefully make an interesting post. And anyways, interesting question, awesome videos. Keep up the good work and ta-ta for now. How do I stop this crazy